If you're between 1 and 10 million in ARR, working harder than ever, and growth still doesn't feel predictable, you might not have an execution problem. You might be stuck. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how to tell the difference, why it happens to good teams, and what to do about it. So there are several signs that you aren't just under executing, but you've got a problem or you're stuck. Your growth is slow, no matter how fast you ship. Your word of mouth works better than marketing. Your prospects tell you you're too expensive while your customers rave about you. The roadmap is a tug of war. Prospects keep lumping you in with tools you don't really compete with. Sales cycles drag, CAC creeps up. You're attracting customers who aren't quite right for you. And it feels like your team is busy all the time, but you're not moving growth meaningfully. So if you're not doing the basics, so you don't have a real pipeline, no consistent outbound, no serious marketing, that's an execution problem. But if you are doing the work and every dollar feels harder than the last, that's drift. And you can't out-execute structural misalignment. You just burn more fuel. So drift happens when your ideal customer, the problem you solve, the product, your positioning, they stop reinforcing each other. Not because you're sloppy, because you've succeeded. You said yes to new segments and use cases that made sense at the time. One by one, they started to pile up and just took you a little bit off course. And over 18 to 36 months, that little bit of misalignment just keeps pushing you further and further off. I founded two B2B SaaS companies over 20 years, and both times we hit the exact same wall. From the outside, it looked like momentum. Inside, it felt like we were pushing a boulder uphill. We hired, we added channels, we tried every go-to-market play. None of it fixed drag because the problem wasn't effort, it was drift. And from where I was sitting, I couldn't. So think about it. None of your decisions felt like we're drifting. They felt like we're landing a valuable logo. We're saying yes to use cases. We're making a reasonable exception, trusting a strong hire's judgment. Your mental model updated meeting one at a time. So nothing felt obviously broken. It just got more complex, then more. And that's why drift is almost impossible from the inside. You're inside of it and you're already attached to all those bets that were made. And that's why it usually helps to have a set of eyes from the outside. Someone with no sacred cows, someone who can look at the customer product, go to market, one system, see the patterns across decisions instead of each decision, and say the thing that nobody in the room wants to say because they didn't create it. And that's my job during the 2-day growth intensive. Not to be smarter than you, just less attached. So we can see drift clearly and fix it once. So across the 2 days with you and your leadership team, we strip the company back to its core decisions. Who are you actually built to dominate with? What problem are we unequivocally best at solving? What will we intentionally stop doing? And then we rebuild the narrative and go to market around that. You see when alignment snaps back, you go from that misaligned, drifted view of things into growth that it feels easier. So here's an example. I was working with a $2.5 million SaaS company where they had multiple ideal customers, just depending on who you asked, because they thought the product could serve each one of them. So in 2 days, we cleared it out, went back to one core customer, and simplified everything around that. Nothing magic, but within a quarter, growth started to take off. So who's this for? It's for B2B founders, roughly between $1 million and $10 million ARR, often venture-backed, feel pressure to grow. We're executing, but it's not translating into sort of clean compounding growth. It's not for pre-market fit teams. It's not for folks who want tactical executional ideas. If this description feels uncomfortably accurate, it doesn't mean you failed. It means you actually succeeded past the stage of your original configuration was built for. Drift is a byproduct of real traction, but it does require a deliberate reset. And that reset almost never happens inside the normal cadence of the business. You have to step outside of it on purpose. So if this sounded like you, click the button below and apply for a stuck diagnostic call. In about 30 minutes, we'll see whether you have an execution issue or a drift issue. If it's drift and you think we can fix it, I'll walk you through how the 2-day intensive works. If not, you'll still leave with a clear 90-day focus you can execute with your team. Either way, you'll stop guessing.